So leveraging data is, of course, one strategy, but one of the biggest challenges with talking about employee engagement in general is trying to figure out how to present the link between employee engagement and business outcomes, right? It's a little difficult to kind of link the two. So I'm going to talk about impact mapping, which is essentially a tool that can help you create a more structured narrative as to what are the specific factors and elements involved in the process, and how exactly do they contribute, or how exactly do they drive business outcomes, right? And I will explain this with an outline. What you see in front of you is a flow chart as such. A visual representation can usually have, it can help us simplify a complex idea like employee engagement, right? And I have this flow diagram here that represents the link between the two things that we're talking about, which is engaged employees and organizational goals. And I've just taken revenue growth here as an example. Let me explain further with an example, actually. So with the example of Best Buy case study again, I focused on revenue growth just because it's usually the most impactful result that leaders would care about, right? So what Best Buy did was, by focusing on three main channels of engagement, which is meaningful purpose, autonomy, and transparency, they were able to engage their employees in their work. And this translated into both their work performance as well as their commitment to their work and their company. This resulted in improving their KPIs, which in this case was customer service and sales, right? So essentially, by putting people at the center of their company, they were able to achieve an increase in sales and an improved customer service, which had a direct impact on revenue growth. So this is just one example of how a company was able to achieve or use employee engagement as not just some initiative, but as a powerful strategy to achieve these organizational goals, right? Employee engagement, it's something that offers long-term benefits. And usually that's not something that leaders have the patience for. They want something that gives you immediate results, but that's not really possible with something such as employee engagement. So using impact mapping as a tool can really help you in showcasing the what's in it for us perspective to leaders by highlighting how exactly employee engagement can impact the bottom line in a positive way, which in the end is really what leaders want to understand and see. All right. So we've talked about how employee engagement can be subjective. So I created this outline based on what we just saw, the flow chart that we just saw. It can essentially help you connect the dots and visually create that presentation and make that link between actions, outcomes, and organizational goals, and how each and every step, each and every factor, no matter how small, no matter how tangible it is, contributes to the bigger picture in the end. So this outline is something that you can apply to your engagement strategy. And for example, what initiatives are you planning to implement? What are the expected outcomes? How is that going to ultimately contribute to your organizational goals, whatever that may be?